It is time for your daily dose of your vitamins and your nutrients. The Arca Scisco is actually a scope pistol just like the Nell, but it is different in mechanics wise. Look at the description. It reads as in this scope pistol analyzes strikes, learning how to damage its targets most effectively, achieve maximum damage output after 5 successive hits. Meaning, well, its mechanic. I'll explain that in just a minute. So its design is not bad, but if you already know what the scope pistol, the blaster pistol that looked like in Star Wars, then you obviously know what I mean. Because it almost looks like it, but how it shoots, well, you can obviously put it in detail like that. So we're just going to keep calling it the blaster pistol every time we talk about this in this video. The blaster pistol, however, has a mechanic that we'll discuss in just a minute. The stat in this pistol is actually convincing because this is a corpus weapon. Wow, we gotta just go over the design real quick, but the stats, it is slightly good in accuracy, but when you scope in, it's kind of better. Finally, you do have a no impact, but the slash and puncture is what you're gonna be dealing with more. But IPS without the eye, weird, right? Even though I complained so much, I think DE must have heard my voice saying, why does weapons have to have impact? But I understand. But this is gonna be the first weapon that we have without impact. I mean, with the IPS, without the eye, if you know what I mean. However, I'll go over with two good quotable notes. It is qualified for crit and qualified for status. Mostly, it needs to be up to 20% or 25% to be qualified for crit and status, but you probably see it at 18%. Hold on, but before I continue on with that statement, let's go over the design. This is a corpus scope pistol, or should I say a sniper pistol, that fits under the archetype just like the Nell. And I have room for Nell just later, and I'll discuss it later soon, at a later date. And it is a first in its corpus archetype. Not Grenier, not Infested. I don't think Infested can have a scope pistol. Can they? But the design is actually still like a blaster pistol. If you get what I'm saying though. Okay, the mechanic. So you probably expect the mechanic out of this pistol. Well, it did say out of this pistol after 5 successive hits, meaning basically it can stack up to 5 times whenever you hit an enemy. You get a target analysis, meaning once you hit an enemy just once, you can get a hit. And it doesn't have to be on a headshot or a body shot. I mean, it could be on a body shot or whatever. You can get a critical chance boost up to from 4% up to 20%, as well as status chance from 4 to 20%, meaning every time you get a hit, you get a 4% increase in your critical chance. Applying to what I just said for qualifying for crit, and they basically need a 20% critical chance. Apply both of them together, 2 and 2, 18% at base. Add the 4, you get 22. Add the 20, you get 38. See what I did there? Oh, I didn't tell you, didn't I? This is actually additive critical chance. Just like with Harrow when you use this last ability. You see where I'm going with this? I'm just trying to get you guys to understand, because if you don't, then let me know. If I'm saying this wrong, tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to get pissed off, but tell me if I'm wrong in the comment section below, and I'll apply it into the description below if you ever read the description anyway. So basically meaning this will have an actual additive critical chance and status chance once you actually do successful hits on enemy. So why is it applied to this? Well, it makes the weapon better. Short base damage is better and base critical chance is a little bit better, but the multi-shot multiplier isn't that great at the base, if you know what I mean. So we already talked about the design, the weapon, the stats, and the mechanic. It is time for a daily dose of mods for you to use. This is a 2-form pistol, just like how everyone else want to say it, and I'm using dual stat with crits and damage mods. This is basically my all-around build that you can already make. You can swap out one elemental mod for hydraulic crosshairs, you know, the acolyte mod, or if you feel the need to reload, you can switch out for a reload mod in there. And the ammo mutation, I mean the ammo mods is alright because it has ammo. It has ammo. Don't worry about that. My second build is looking for to be a status build. This can actually be performing well if DE actually gives us a 0.2% in status chance. Why do you have to go to 2%? But I was looking for crit damage in there because one, I forgot to mention, it was semi-automatic, basically meaning you can still crit even though you may not get that much crit. You can still crit and get a critical mod, crit damage mod in there. Makes it much better, makes it for you to use. And dual stat is actually interesting to make the status build much more better and probably get your potential damage output on the enemy. Potential, besides the config A or the dual stat build. Now the elemental build that I labeled it here is basically meaning it has more damage in status, but not the actual status increase. However, thanks to its mechanic, and if it is additive, you'll be getting 57, or should I say 57 plus the 20 if you get 5 successful hits, meaning you'll be having 77% in status chance, as well as critical chance applied to it too. That makes it much more better and effective. So basically, it's the same build, but with just 2 elemental status mods. I think I might have to go for a 3 Forma, but this is actually a work in progress if I can put the critical mods in there. So that's up to you if you want to build it for like a 3rd or 4th Forma. Up to you if you want to put your maximum damage output on this build. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about this weapon. Alright, before I make a point or actually correct myself and put the good and bad about this weapon, please note, it's actually the scope pistol archetype. Yes, it fits between just like the Nell. This relies 5 successful hits on killing on an enemy, meaning you don't have to kill or get a headshot off of them. But with the Nell, to compare it with this, it has a 20% increase and get a extra crit damage increase as well too. Well, if I'm correct. However, it relies on headshots so much that you actually have to get a headshot a lot, and you cannot have it with nearby friendlies because they can probably take a kill within an instant. One shot, not much ammo. That means you're going to be a little bit of a tight situation when you have this weapon out already. The Nell is actually an interesting pistol, but I didn't say the best. The Arca Scisco is actually interesting as well because it's also corpus and a scope, and it's a blaster pistol like in Star Wars. However, it is a greater version of the Nell. I can't actually say my best unless I have a ribbon, but it may be interesting and good for you too if you try out the build or however you want to try your builds out for this weapon. Okay, so what are the good and bad? I can't actually put what can be bad about this weapon, although I can say that the reload speed on this weapon is bad. So that means you may have to actually be in a corner, be on the cover before you actually go out to shoot some more enemies. You want to reload in cover, not out in public in line of sight, because you can probably die or even worse, get shot immediately. But with overall advantages, there is no impact, I guess. But the slash is interesting. You do better damage output with just status. It can do increased status, so it's better. Interesting. Your multi-shot can actually help. It's good for crit and both ways, slightly both ways. And what are things I can ramble along about this weapon? Oh, it's still on mag as a large magazine than the Nell, so that's also another thing. So basically, this weapon is actually great in my opinion. Everyone else's opinion, yeah, they're probably going with the same vote. But even still, it is a interesting little pistol that can do some heavy damage. Before I even end the video, there is something that crosses my mind, and I will discuss it on my Dirt Stream video because I have to make it. Could this pistol actually could still do damage in long range too? I mean, with the new damage fall off system that we will be getting in Plains of Iollon, because it involves with snipers that can be much reliable in long range scenarios to kill an enemy. But with scope pistols, Could that be something? I mean, that could be in my another topic that I might have to discuss. But in overall scenario cases, it's an interesting pistol. Okay, let's wrap up the video. My name is Travis or Shay. Hope you guys did enjoy today's video. And to the operators, I'll see you later.